First of all, getting your prospects from where they are to where they need to be. Many of you may be familiar with this concept. We're going to move your customer from Hell Island. They have a big pain point they're trying to solve, and we want to move them to Heaven Island. Heaven Island is your solution. Your solution is going to cure their pain. So we're just trying to take people, meet them where they're at their pain, and move them over to your solution. That's the Heaven Island. So what we're doing is the bridge is your marketing. The bridge is, okay, how do we get people from this one island that's completely cut off to this other island that's completely cut off? Well, it's easily going to be this bridge and the marketing strategy. And once they get to Heaven Island, that's the ideal outcome that we're looking for, right? We want people to buy our products and solutions. The problem is when people call me as a coach or an agency owner, they're like, hey, Kurt, I know that Meta ads will fix all my problems. Yeah, that's not true at all. Meta ads are just a small piece of this entire thing. And that's like your advertising. There's literally all of these things that need to be followed up with. Honestly, a lot of times what I see happen is like in this picture right here with the wrestler, they already stepped over who their customer is, they missed their pain points. Now they're saying, hey, I got an offer landing page opt-in. I think I'm going to follow up with people. People are going to buy my stuff. The problem is when you have everything dialed in, you can go to the traffic store and just buy traffic. But if you don't have everything dialed in, if you don't have the prep work, the homework done before, it gets really expensive. So we're going to work on like establishing that bridge all the way over to Heaven Island. Here's the other thing. If you build it, will they come? I can't tell you how many times I've met with people and they basically say that they have a product or a solution that they are in love with. But the problem is I don't really know how to tell them this. And the only way to say it is no one will tell you that you have an ugly baby, but the market will. Meaning if you have a bad offer, you can spend as much money as you want on Facebook. They'll take your money all day long. They don't really care, but the offer is not going to convert. So how do we make sure that we have the right offer for the right people? That really comes down to planning. So many times we have worked with people who show up to an agency client call or who show up to a coaching call and we're like, great, why did you get in this e-commerce business? Because I like cosmetics. Did you do any research on your customer? No, but I know what I like. That's not going to sell anything. Unrealistic expectations. I went to this one conference and people put in $100 into Facebook and this one guy made $100,000 in coaching. So if I give you $100, I can make 100,000, right? Nope. I'm going to give you realistic expectations going along here. The other thing I see a lot is poor targeting. Now, I know a lot of you on this call have experience, so I may say some things that are like, Kurt, I don't know why you're saying that. All I ask you is to have an open mind and test it. Especially with these micro budgets, it's not going to be much. But a lot of people I know, just to be very open with you, they come out and they hear what Facebook and other gurus say when they're like, do wide open targeting. Let your creative and your copy sell it for you. Yeah. Like I'm really good friends with Mike Dillard and Frank Kern. Some of the top marketers in the world that can write amazing copy, sold millions of dollars, know what their imagery and sales funnel looks like. Those guys should be targeting in a wide open audience, let the algorithm figure it out because they're brilliant. For a lot of people, I'll even put myself in this category. I'm not the best at writing copy. Thank God for AI. I'm not the best at writing copy. I don't necessarily know what works until I test it. And Facebook's willing to take my money to advertise to a big, wide audience. But how do they know what to optimize for if my creatives aren't the best, my offer isn't the best, my bridge isn't really built all the way? Facebook's really made to take your money, not necessarily to make your money. But I'm going to put it this kind of learning how to count cards. That's what I'm going to do is put that in your favor. I'm going to learn how to count cards and beat the house. So are you primed for micro budgets? Now, the interesting thing with micro budgets, again, this is a high level view. I'm going to get granular and show examples, but you can pinpoint your ideal avatar to maximize every cent of your micro budget. The thing is, if you remember years ago, if you were running ads, you would run it to like just specifically entrepreneurship's pretty big, which you could target people who read Success Magazine and who were in sales. That's a great hyper target. The problem is Facebook's removed a lot of the targeting. That's not a problem for us. I'm going to show you in a minute. And with these micro budgets, it's almost like you can target the exact right person at the exact right time, no matter what the audience size is. So if you want to get really niche with your message and targeting, this is where you do it. And that's where you start to see those results. Also, irresistible offer. Well, with this kind of targeting and with AI helping out to write some of the content, I couldn't do this a year ago, where I can target a specific interest with a specific ad that talks about that interest and talks about that creative instead of just making one general ad that I just market to everyone. That's what big budget companies like Coca-Cola does. They have a common message and they send it to everyone. That's expensive. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is to do laser targeting with people to laser target your message. But again, with AI, you don't have to write all your own ads, which is even great. Micro messaging magic. The thing is, if you can target very specific people with a very specific message and it's relevant, that's one of the golden keys to make the whole thing work. Have your content be relevant. And then budget-friendly creatives. The thing is, this is what I love about this business now. With the advent of AI, I can get as many images as you want. It's almost scary because Nick and I will have an idea. He'll type it into one of our image creators. And within a couple of seconds, here comes the image. We're not scrolling through stock photos and think that iStock is going to send us an email that we use their photo inappropriately. Like, it's just, the micro budgets make it easy because we can grab a whole bunch of information, a whole bunch of content, test out these really small budgets and know if it works or not, without having to spend a whole lot of time on expensive or time-consuming creatives. Now, let's just say that you're completely done with the call and you're ready to get started with micro budgets. So this is a good screenshot or notes to take, but this is essentially what you need. So if you're like, okay, what do I need to get started with micro budgets? So you're going to need 5 compelling headlines, 5 long form posts, 5 short form posts, 5 video hooks, 4 1-minute video scripts, and 10 compelling images. And $50 basically to start. Like, that's the easiest way to start. What I don't have time to do on this, I'm going to show you the buttons to hit to make the micro budget campaigns work. What I don't have time to do today is to cover all of this stuff. I actually just did this just the other day on another training I'll talk about in a minute. But the goal is here is to show you what buttons to hit. Unfortunately, I don't have the time today to show you how to set all this up. Sorry, let me change those words. It's not set it up, how to prepare this specifically. So if you're a beginner, I'm going to give you a little cheat code here in a minute to get all this stuff so you can produce all this stuff. And the second thing is, if you already have some headlines that you can use, some control headlines, that's great. But if someone was to say, okay, Kurt, what do I need to get started with micro budgets? Everything that I need. It's this right here. We just want enough to be able to test. Okay. All right. Here's the big thing I really want to reinforce. Meta is going to take your money no matter what you do. Period. So a lot of people are like, I'm going to run video views. I'm going to run conversions. I'm going to run this type of ad. Facebook doesn't care, right? They want you to spend more money. They give you all these stupid suggestions in Facebook. You should click this button. You should click this. You should do that. For people who don't know what they're doing, they just click on all the suggestions. It can really lead you astray. It's so Facebook can literally do exactly just that, just steal more money. So with micro budgets, we're going to shield you against overspending. We're going to test the waters without drowning in ad costs. And then we're going to start small. We're going to learn big. We're going to minimize risks. So just for a perfect example, let's just imagine that we're running $500 a day in a budget. And let's just imagine that we are bringing in leads at $10 a day. If you're spending $500 a day, some days leads may be $7. The next day they may be 10. Many the next day it may be $15 leads. Now all of a sudden the next day, I don't know what happened. We've got $30 leads. Next day's 10. That's great. The next day's $40 leads. And the fluctuation overall can really be, honestly, it's an anxiety train ride at the exact, a roller coaster ride, I should say. But with micro budgets over the course of 2.5 days, we're going to make a decision if we should cut it or grow it. That's it. So if things, the best way to say it, crap the bed, you're not going to be out a whole bunch of money. It really controls what Facebook's able to take from you. Now, the smart strategy beats big spending. Now, do I still use big spending at $100 a day or $500 or $1,000 a day in a campaign? Absolutely, yes. I am always testing it, and sometimes that's really fast to scale. But can I basically scale from $125 a day to $5,000 a day in ad spend over the course of 4 or 5 days with the right creatives and offer? Oh yeah, I can move it quick. And I'll show you those examples towards the end of the call as well too. Invest in insight, not just impressions. What we're really looking to do, and every time I do a training, I tell people this, look, we're not just going to throw up an ad and see what happens. We are going to go to the traffic store to buy some data and then to make good decisions. Most people don't have the right data to make good decisions. So they're just throwing stuff up, see what works. If it doesn't work, they just do something again. This is going to be completely planning all of the next steps. All right. I can't stress this enough. I see way too many people burn their heart and crash on Meta because of poor planning. Now, I'm not saying you're a poor planner. I'm just saying if Facebook burns your cash and takes your money, maybe we plan it a little bit differently. My goal is not to let this happen to you while you're here. So How do we leverage to write irresistible copy and offers where people throw credit cards at you? All the heavy lifting is actually done up front with AI. Now, I don't have time to go into all of this today, but I'm going to give you a high level view of what we're working on, what we're doing, and then give you an opportunity where you can plug in as well. Because really, this is all about what buttons do you hit on the platform versus how do we create all the content before we hit the buttons on the platform. What we do, I just held a class on this just recently I know a bunch of people that are on this call here. And we created something together called our promotion primer, or you let me say promotion primer. It's like your little black book of all the secrets that you need to hand to the AI so the AI can give you detailed customer personas to help your AI understanding your target audience. Like that's one of the biggest things that you want to make sure that you do. I know that most of you are working with AI. If you're not yet, it will dramatically increase your ads, your performance of your ads if you use it. Especially, this should be the foundation of everything that you do. Everything should be based off of your avatar. Most agency clients don't have this really well defined, but you're going to have the ability to do that here. So that's the avatar information is number one as the foundation. The next thing that we put in our promotion primer is offer details. So I want to tell the AI, here's my ideal customer. I'll show you an example here in a second. And then I want to tell the AI, here's my offer. Like I'm going to get leads. I'm going to send people to this landing page. I want people to opt into my landing page, to go to my webinar. I tell AI all of this. They're going to go to my webinar. They're going to watch a presentation. I upload the transcript of the presentation. Here's my price point. Help me create fill in the blank, headlines, images, body copy, email follow-up, even suggestions on what I should change on my conversion page. Excuse me, same thing with funnel structure. We want to make sure that your entire journey is mapped out from initial awareness all the way to final conversion. So many people are just focused, I just need to get ads up. I just need to get ads up. But we really want to plan this thing out. What our promotion primer basically does is we feed the AI this one document and it produces for us scroll stopping headlines, qualifying ad copy, because it's written in our style, or I'm just going to use me as an example, in my voice, targeting the right avatar, matching the avatar with the targeting with the offer that we have to make sure that it's compelling imagery and compelling ad copy. We'll even get targeting suggestions to help us expand our audiences overall. I can't tell you enough, like you really got to have a promotion primer, in my opinion, that is a foundation for everything that you do. And this can work, by the way, for all ad account, for all different types of social ad accounts. So I'm just going to pull this up in here in real time. I'm going to show you what a couple of prompts does. And again, I just did this training for a group just a little bit ago, but where we go right here. I'm just going to show you exactly what this looks like. We just designed this for a client right here. And all I did is I basically uploaded to AI. I uploaded a bunch of information. Again, I just talked about this the other day, but here's what comes out to be our advertising framework, right? It's going to give everything: the promise, the problem, the solution, elaboration on the problem, elaboration on the solution. I can't tell you, most agency clients who are spending $20,000 a month or more don't even have all of this written out or clear understanding. The audience, who are very specific people that I'm going to target. Let's go ahead and talk about 5 different types of people that we're going to target. Let's talk about our sales argument. Let's define our unique selling proposition. Let's talk about potential offers: low risk, medium risk, high risk, accessories related to the products, also campaign ideas. Here's what you could be running on: brand style, voice, and then next steps to paid ads. This is where I'm going to write a bunch of headlines and sub headlines for my landing page. See, once I have a lot of this content, urgency elements, what you're going to learn, who this is for. Once I have all of this, all I have to do is go right here, download, create PDF. And now I have this one long sheet that I just upload to any AI platform I want to use. I don't care if it's Claude. I don't care if it's a ChatGPT. It doesn't matter. This will prime the pump per se. Now we could spend time building GPTs, but this is just an easier way to do it. Every time I start working on a new ad campaign, I upload this entire thing first and then start asking the AI questions. But I can't tell you how easy that this makes everything for me. So let me show you this here and here. So truth be told, what I'm talking about here with the micro budgets and what I just talked about here with the advertising framework is essentially one of the 4 pillars that we have for the belt method strategy overall. So for example, the bell method strategy used to be something that people would come down to Austin, they'd pay $5,000 over 3 days, or we would do anywhere between an 8 to 10 week course on Facebook that we run people through. Again, it's just a lot of information to go through. With the help of AI and a lot of feedback we've gotten from customers, we've created 4 pillar trainings that you can plug and play into. By the way, Nick, I just noticed this. This is really great where his fist is down here and his hands up here holding the belt. That's why I love AI images. But essentially what we've really figured out and boiled down is we wanted to create some plug and play trainings where, again, like my expert friend, Laura, she can come in and say, oh, and I just want this distinction. Just give me this one thing. Or there are some people on the call that said they haven't run ads through 2018. And they're like, I want to get prepared with ads with AI and I want to know how to run my ads. But then I have a couple of other pillars that really hold up everything for the bell. So literally from each one of these pillar classes that I'm going to be training on, I'm giving you the foundation where you can just plug in and apply and just take that one training. Or I'm going to give you multiple opportunities to plug in, and we're building the foundation for the bell. So I can build the foundation to teach you some more complicated, but highly profitable things. By the way, once you get these basics down, it's not really that complicated to move to the next step. It's just adding on one other layer. That's it. But if I try to teach you A to Z all at once, it could take weeks. But the way we've set this up, it's just going to take a couple of hours. So here's what I just talked about with the advertising primer. When you go inside of our Circle group to watch this replay, you will see different links to these pillar training courses. So for example, today I am teaching the push button $20 a day micro budget strategy. I don't have time I have a little time during a break to talk about creative headlines, long form posts, short form posts, how to create images with AI, how to create videos with AI, faceless videos that don't have your voice in it, but someone else's. That's what the AI ad craft is. So if you wanted to learn how to create unlimited content, you just have to go inside of our Circle group where you're going to watch basically the replay to the micro budget. And then if you want to, you can click on AI ad craft. Again, it's just a plug and play system. We're going to have a live training on that. I believe we're doing that coming up very shortly. So for the recording for everyone else, we'll send you an email, really get everyone prepared. Some people recently just got a sneak preview of what that is. So again, these are meant to be plug and play to implement. There's going to be some people here that are basically going to say, okay, sure, I'm inside the micro budget. This is great. But there's some other stuff that I heard you talk about that I really want to learn. And I'm going to give you the ability to do that without draining your wallet whatsoever. So AI ad craft. What is AI ad craft exactly? And I'll just cover this really quick. AI ad craft is your gateway to mastering the art of high-powered AI advertising. So it gives you the tools to create eye-compelling campaigns with ease. You just basically don't let your competitors outpace you with all the iterations they can do with AI, which you're going to be able to do yourself. So if you want to know, okay, how do I prepare? And I just trained this. How do I prepare for ads for any ad platform, any ad, not just Meta? AI ad craft will come up with that customer persona. It'll start helping come up with all the value propositions, the sales arguments that I showed you, headlines, long form body. So then basically at the end of the day, once you learn how to set all this up, all you have to do is just type into the AI, hey, give me 10 more headlines for this new landing page I'm testing out. And then everything prints out according to your avatar, in your voice, everything else. Me and Nick, I sound like old school. Our kids are going to look at us when I say, and then you just print it out. There's no print it out anymore. There's printers, barely. So, right. AI just spits it out for you. One of the other things is if you are creating a ton of content, you may have heard me say this in the past. Oh, by the way, this is what a lot of people said about the class that just happened just recently about the AI content. Again, helping people get prepared with AI or any advertising ad platform out there. What we do is if you click on this inside of the Circle group, you'll see that there's a $99 retail price on it. Again, they're just all plug and play. Micro budget, obviously we are here now. We got started with micro budgets with everyone here with you because I have a lot of friends who are really interested in micro budgets. But then once we put together the training for how AI sets it all up, it's really interesting because we give the training recently and people are like, oh my goodness, you should really make people go through the AI ad craft first. But yeah, a lot of my friends want to learn the micro budget. And that's why we're here right now to teach you the micro budget. So if you're already writing your own ads, you already have kind of your AI plan, you can already copy and paste just right out of AI, right into your ads. Great. But if not, check out the AI ad craft. It'll save you hours of time and the converting copy is so much better. So you all paid a lower price. The retail price is $99 if anybody else comes into the micro budget mastery. We also have ethical propaganda. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I run this strategy called the dollar a day strategy. It's where I take very specific content, videos, engagement, and I run it for $1 a day. Top of funnel helps me pre-qualify my audience for a 75% discount or more when one run right. Middle of funnel, it helps me pre-qualify people middle of funnel. Let's say I have a coaching sale. I can run testimonials middle of funnel, meaning people who have engaged with me overall, but haven't become a lead or haven't become a sale yet. I see so many people, all they do is they just run ads to cold traffic, buy my stuff. If they didn't buy their stuff, that's all right. I'm all about building relationships. That's what the Belt Method's really all about. How do we build relationships with each other where we grow with each other, not just a one-time sell? That's the ethical propaganda. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to mention this. The AI ad craft, this is going to be taught live, and it's a 3.5-hour workshop just like this where you implement the entire thing. Sorry, it's not just a course that you just plug into. This is literally, we're going to record all of these live. And then the ethical propaganda is all $1 a day. So once you're creating a bunch of content, or if you're on this call and you already have a bunch of content, oh my God, this is one of the most exciting things I get to talk about. I can show you the $1 a day strategy. And within $5 to $7, I can tell you, are people stopping the scroll to watch your video? Are they watching the video for 15 seconds? Do they complete watching the video? Which means I can say, for example, hey, Julie, you have a really good hook. People are really interested in your messaging. People watch you for 15 to 20 seconds, but there's something along the way that they get bored with and no one pays attention at the end. We should try to fix it. We should use this hook. Let's try a little bit different content. Let's run it for $1 a day for 5 to 7 days. And let's just see if the content's improved. Within $5 to $7, I can tell you if you have good content that you can run in the $20 a day conversion budget that I'm going to show you here in a minute. So if you already have a lot of content or you're producing a lot of content, you should be spending $1 a day with a lot of that content to your middle of funnel audience. So people are seeing, it almost looks like more engagement posts, and bottom of funnel people who are leads or sales. So those people are constantly seeing why they should buy from you. Lots of social proof. I'm telling you, hands down, the $1 a day strategy is one of the most profitable strategies we've ever run, especially if you have great content. And that's also, you'll see if you click on the link, it's $99 in the retail. Last thing is invisible list. The invisible list really talks about all these people that are clicking on your ads, watching your videos that need to be retargeted. Some of it with $1 a day, but some of it we need to be able to read the report. I have something called a golden ad report. That once you set up the report, you know exactly, do I need to change my audience targeting? Do I need to change my creatives? Do I need to change my offer? What part do I do? How do I scale my ads? And how do I teach you some things where you can take all these people who didn't buy from you before and turn it into an invisible list, like an invisible email list that you constantly follow up with those people. Because if you're doing good targeting with good ads, maybe they just didn't get the messaging. So it's important to retarget for $1 a day. If you're just testing a whole bunch of ads in a wide open market, just trying to get as many people to click as possible, you're not building a relationship. You're just flailing. This is $99 as well. I just wanted to show you how the back of our Circle group works. Inside of Circle, that's where the replay is going to be. Inside of Circle, I'm going to be answering some questions inside of Circle. And inside of Circle, if you want to plug into any of our other trainings, they're right in there. You'll see everything that's going on right inside of Circle. I just wanted to explain it for just a minute, just so you know all of your options. All right, get started with the micro trainings. Now, a good friend of mine, Dennis Yu, showed me this $1 a day strategy. And every time I talk about the $1 a day strategy, I bring up Dennis Yu because he's been so life-changing. Every time he's in Austin, I take him out for barbecue. Dennis has traveled all over the world. He has a huge social media company. And for years, I think over 10 years, he's been running this strategy where you spend literally $1 on content, not on conversion ads, but $1 on content, video views, boost posts, targeting very specific audiences. And we've been running that strategy for probably a good 6 years. The $1 a day strategy can get people to watch a video that's 30 minutes long for 15 to 20 cents. Yeah, people will watch videos that long because the AI is really that good. The $1 a day strategy, almost like it follows people around, where it forces Facebook, and I'm going to show you a slide on this, to target the right person at the exact right time. So we've been running $1 a day top of funnel to a cold audience. We've been running $1 a day for engagement in our middle of funnel to keep people engaged. We've been running $1 a day at the bottom of funnel when people become leads to show them testimonials so they book more coaching calls. Or if we are an e-commerce brand, we use $1 a day when people click on our brand to see a whole bunch of other user-generated content and testimonials for cheap. Over time, the dollar a day strategy has really grown. So people ask me, I'm going to cough for a second. So people ask me, Kurt, how does $1 a day work so well? Why does this micro budget work so well? I had some really good conversations for this presentation with some of my favorite ad buying friends. And there's a whole bunch of kind of different speculation on why this works so well. I'm going to boil it down why I think it works well and give you the actual math to it. Now, I'm going to talk about how you basically buy ads with Facebook from a high level. This is how the auction works, right? There's an ad auction. Long story short, you enter the auction. All these different people are trying to run ads like you. People are bidding different things. It's like a crazy auction that you have no transparency to. But I'm going to make it really transparent for you here. And here is the actual formula that we need to be considerate of every single time that we are launching ads. Number one, the advertiser bid. What does that mean exactly? I'll make it really simple for you. Audience targeting. That's your CPM, so cost per 1,000 people. But basically, when you say, okay, I want to target a plumber in California, Facebook has an idea of a plumber in California, how many other people are running ads to it. They're just going to charge you accordingly. They don't tell you up front. You don't know until you start running ads. And then when you select your conversion type, okay, do you want to do, for this call, we're only going to talk about lead forms or leads or purchase conversions. But once you select, okay, I'm going to target plumbers in California, and I'm going to go ahead and I want to get purchases from them. Okay, that's pretty much all you can do to control your bid. If you're advanced, there's some different things that you can do to control your bid. But pretty much 99% of the people on the call, once you choose, hey, I want leads, hey, I want to target this person, that's it. Facebook going to stick you with whatever the rate is that they're selling that traffic for. Okay. The next thing the algorithm is going to do is it's going to predict what the user may start to do. So Facebook's going to say, okay, Julie wants leads for plumbers in California. Cool. She's written this ad. Will people actually engage with the ad? Will they find that it's relevant? Not meaning that's not for me. Will people actually click on it? And is this a positive experience? So Meta, as soon as you launch an ad, very much like they do organically, just like any organic site, they're going to test your ad to a very small audience of people just to see, do they start to relate with the ad? They're not going to, if you target plumbers in California, they're not going to show your ad to every single plumber in California. They're going to target it to a very specific group of people that they think that may click on your ad, maybe. And over the course of the next couple of days, they're going to start to judge, are people actually clicking on your ad or not? If they're not clicking on your ad, that's irrelevant. Your ad cost goes up. If they are clicking on your ad, Facebook wants people to become leads and sales. That shows that it's relevant. So if you're getting leads and sales, they'll actually give you more traffic and open up that audience to even more. So here's what actually happens. This is where you come in with the creatives. This is why I say we like to use AI to power up a whole bunch of interesting creatives, because our job, we can't really do much to control the advertiser bid. Yeah, we can change the objective. Yeah, we can change targeting, but just a little bit. We can only really influence estimated action rates and our relevancy with our content. How relevant is this? So what happens when someone actually clicks? Do they convert? Meaning Facebook wants you to become a lead or a sale. That means it's relevant. But if someone clicks on the ad, reads your headline, and then they bounce back, that's not good. That shows that your ad is irrelevant. And the biggest thing is for Facebook, is this a good, positive user experience? Did people enjoy the ad? Did they watch it if it's a video? Did they click on it? Did they read it? Did they consume the ad? Notice I didn't say, did they just click? Is it relevant? Did they consume the ad? So we're going to be working with a lot of long form posts as well, too. That's going to give us a total value. So if we're going to win the auction and get in front of more people, we really have to focus on our ad creative. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little trick with micro budgets to make sure that this total value is actually pushed up as far as it can possibly go with our micro budgets. Because if you are spending $500 a day, there's a lot of fluctuation in between all of this. What estimated actions? Did they actually click on it? But with these micro budgets, it forces everything down on Facebook to say, hey, if this is good content targeting a good area, we're going to get good results for it. This works for $1 a day. Like this whole system is primed for $1 a day. Now, just to be clear, because Nick wanted me to be clear here, When I talk about dollar a day, I'm only talking about running like video view ads. I'm not going to be going this in this training. If you're running ads for video views, if you're doing boost posts, if you're running engagement ads because you want more people to click on a post or an article, that's the dollar a day ads. Dollar a day ads do not work for lead conversion or sales conversion ads. We are not. So this is the last time I'm going to talk about the dollar a day strategy in this presentation. We really go deep on the dollar a day content strategy in our other training that I mentioned. But with $20 in a conversion ad, again, either leads or sales, $20. And actually you can start with 10. I'll give you the budgets here in a couple of minutes, but it seems to force Facebook, almost like I grew up in Nebraska. It's like when you take cattle and you have to move them down to it, like the other side of the pasture or whatever, you have to put them down this chute. You have to make sure they're in this corral. They can't move around only until they get to their destination. And that's what this reminds me of. That if I give $10 to $20 to Facebook to go out and give me a conversion, it's almost like I'm telling Facebook, hey, I don't want you to figure everything out. I've figured everything out. I just want you to do exactly what I'm telling you to do. And that's why I think this works so well. There's lots of other, the other thing I want to mention as well too, is between the dollar a day strategy and the $20 micro budget strategy we're going to get into, I really feel that Facebook works the following way. Every time that you launch a campaign, it's like you are in pay dirt for gold. And you're like, okay, I think the gold's here, your buyers. I'm going to start digging here. Here's my best ad, my best creative, my best shovel, my best spot. Here's my audience targeting. I guess that's the best spot. I'm going to start digging. And it's sometimes you turn on campaigns and you start to see gold right away. And you're like, oh man, this is great. Sometimes with higher budget campaigns, gold right away, and then you don't. And then sometimes a little bit, then it just fades out and that can get really expensive. What I always feel that it's like Facebook finds a gold vein. And if I'm getting sales or leads inside of this micro budget, because Facebook's finding a gold vein, I just duplicate what Facebook's already doing. That's it. I'm just like, hey, I'm going to keep you in the cattle corral. But if you're getting me really cheap leads or sales, I'm not going to steal the campaign by taking that micro budget from 20, 40, 60, 80. I don't want to take that cattle, I don't want to take those cattle and expand the fence and kind of the area that they can run. No, I want to corral those cattle so they do exactly what I say to keep me on that goal. So I feel that many times, every time you launch a new campaign, it's like you're putting the shovel into pay dirt to see if there's anything there. And what happens is that sometimes there's stuff there and sometimes there's not. But with the micro budgets, I get to test 20 different little holes that I can shovel. And if 5 of those produce results for me, oh my goodness, I'm off to the races. But if I just have one campaign that's spending $100 or $500 and it only finds one gold vein that runs out shortly, it can get expensive. So it's like I'm corralling the traffic to do exactly what I want, to dig in the exact spot. And if I find gold in that spot, it's like I just bring more shovels. It's not like I change anything else. I just bring more shovels until it runs out.